Hi Aquarius, happy July. I'm your cosmic auntie, the interstellar storyteller, and this is going to be your monthly reading. So this could be for those of you who are Aquarius suns, moons, risings, or for anybody exploring a unique placement of Aquarius in their chart, aspect. This could just kind of have come up somehow in your travels on the internet, and this could be of interest to you. So feel free to stay if you'd like. I'm so happy to have you. And yeah, I love doing these. I love chatting energy with you all, like whoever flows in and out of this channel. I appreciate you very much. And yeah, I find these like absolutely like just so delicious. I love working with energy, so thank you for being here. Please feel free to comment and share with me if you feel called to. I love hearing from you. So, Aquarius, I got the same visual as I got last month for you, which was a chain breaking, a big, thick metal chain breaking. And there was like spark, it was like pulled apart. It was just broken, like just the link was no longer linking, like it was just, and that's what I saw last month. And we had a conversation about breaking free and growing bigger than the pot that you find yourself in, and needing a bigger pot to expand, and how that takes time. Sometimes we can realize we've outgrown before we have that opportunity to expand into a bigger pot, and that space, that time is challenging. And we talked about that and navigating that, and needing to navigate the physical world to take action on seeking things and observing things, and that match the change that you're feeling, and also tuning into what you need and finding what you need and building what you need, asking for what you need, and just being clear on what you need, right? And in the analogy we used was the bigger pot with the plants, right? I grow my own plants, and they grow and they outgrow their pot, and yeah, some of them like to be in a smaller pot and be in a bit of a tighter squeeze, but once those roots are expanding out the bottom, like they have to move into a bigger pot. So that's what I was sensing from that image last month. And I also still sense that, and that it is an unfolding process. And I look forward to seeing what the cards will reflect as we lean deeper into this visual and this energy. Because yeah, it's uncomfortable to know that you need to that you've changed, and the world hasn't necessarily caught up yet, and that and doing and taking action on the things that you need to do in order to change, catch the environment up around you, and do what you need to do based on the learning that you are experiencing, the breaking free, the expanding, the rupturing that you're experiencing, and how that is informing you. So very interesting. I also heard like a song lyric, and I had to look it up. And it definitely has like I would say like a Christian focus, which is interesting because I don't know this song very well, but I looked it up and it's like a Christian focus. But please like listen and apply how you relate to divine energy, how you relate to life, because there is no one way to celebrate and connect to life force energy, creator. Okay. But I found that it was an interesting lyric, and it kind of goes like, if I can remember, take my shackles off so I can dance. I just want to praise you. And then it says it again, I just want to praise you. And then I think it goes, the shackles have been removed so I can raise my hands. And I really, like I said, there's no one way to celebrate or connect to divine energy. But I hear that like almost as a prayer between you and God. And that is a co-creation, right, Aquarius? You know, like the first thing I notice is like, you know, there was a desire to have broken free or something. You know, we grow, we just grow out of things, we grow into our next chapters, we grow all the time. Our identities are not static. Yes, we have a certain flavor that stays with us in this lifetime, stays with us because it's a soul signature, but the possibilities are infinite, right? So what you choose to do, what occurs in your life, all of these things make a unique individual. And so I feel that there's just been so much expanse, Aquarius, that you've and change, and it's almost like there's certain elements that you're discovering through this rupturing, through this breaking, like this, that almost surprise you too, and it's just quite profound, and like it's uncomfortable, but it's gonna be something that turns into it's gonna feel cathartic, because that which weighs you down is you're breaking free from. And I sense you are co-creating with life, and taking action to action on the things that you are learning about yourself and what you are finding yourself needing at this time, and showing up for yourself, as well as this deep spiritual connection, whatever that means for you, right? There's been like, I just saw like a beam of light, like a spotlight. So like they're like divine, like source energy is like on, like you felt like there's been a big kind of like, yeah, beam of light from like the divine energy, and it's allowed for a lot of insight, which has further allowed you to break free of those shackles that are holding you back. That's stuff that's internal, that's stuff that's external, right? It's also witnessing yourself expanding into places that you would never even believe that you could, and feeling absolutely like, oh, taken aback in like a very beautiful and like proud way, like really witnessing your strength and your capacity as well. So, and another thing we discussed too is when you find you find that bigger pot, you get all the things that you need, and you put yourself, you know, you plant that plant in there. It sometimes has like a little bit of a period of wilting, or like feeling like the colors have faded, or you know, it will drop some leaves maybe, or even like some of the older ones will droop and you need to chop them off. And that is something that we can also really learn from, right? When we get put up into a bigger pot, where we find ourselves in a new position in some way, where we've expanded and we have the room to expand, and there's like, you can feel the potential of the moment and the opportunity. It can feel really you can feel really vulnerable or small, and have some trouble as you get used to that new environment and root into that space, right? And some things will have to be cut away, and that some things will have to, some things will naturally, like the dying of the leaves, with the change, things will shift out as things shift in. And there's a natural grief process with that. But I also sense that like at times you're like feeling really, really like, I heard the word giddy at the growth that you're witnessing yourself experience. So let's jump into the cards. All right, Aquarius. And so as these messages come out, I always encourage people to tune in with their own intuition. You have your own inner guidance system. Okay, you know yourself best. So when a message resonates, you'll just know. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Don't ever give your power away, all right? Tarot's never supposed to tell you something you don't already know. All right, let's see what's coming up for Aquarius. Prince of Wands. Ready for new experiences, ready to try different things. Some of you may be thinking about different approaches to a problem. Some of you may be, ready for new experiences travel-wise. So some of you may be wanting to go to different places, move different places, visit different places. Some of you also may be ready for new experiences, passion-wise, purpose-wise, work-wise, to try different things, to blaze a trail too. Even like there's the Prince of Wands is looking for new ways to do things, and they're all about that action, that drive, the fire energy. So there's a certain kind of direction I sense that you're ready to you're taking, you're ready, you're being open to the possibility. You're being open to the possibilities in some way to seek that, environment where that'll allow you to expand and, grow and blossom more and all of those things, like to carry on the plant reference. The Prince of Wands too is, gonna break out of those shackles, right? They're gonna find a way out, and they're gonna find a way to not only survive but thrive in this kind of purpose-driven way that is fully expressing authenticity, feeling confident in their charisma to handle things. So I feel that from you, Aquarius. And there's like a unicorn in this picture. I don't know if I actually showed it to you long enough, but these are such beautiful cards. So, dreaming up things that I was actually saying to someone in a reading yesterday, like dreaming up things and creating them, that like dreaming up things that don't even like necessarily, you're not seeing them exist in the world yet, and then taking action on creating them. And so I sense a similar energy of like creating ways of doing things that the world hasn't seen, and they're uniquely you. Blazing your own trail. What else is coming up for Aquarius? Okay, the Two of Wands. So, some of you you may be really seeking that inspiration right now, really seeking out like what direction it is that you do want to go. The Prince of Wands, like they have a lot of wisdom, but they also trust. They have a spontaneity. They have a trust in their spontaneity, and they have a trust in their ability to navigate any and problem solve, and again survive. Not only survive but thrive. So I sense that some of you are really seeking that which matches your fire, your passion, the things that you are ignited and inspired about, and like how you feel, and also how things and people that also match the way you do things, the way that you approach things, the action that you take, right? The Two of Wands is, you know, being very aware of your inner fire and being aware of how you take action towards things, take action and create and all of, like, so it's that's the Ace, and then the Two is seeking that which vibes with the frequency. You know, these are people, places, and things that are unique to themselves, but there's a connectivity, there's a common goal, common drive, and a match in frequency in the way that action is taken. So again, I really feel you seeking the bigger pot. Cute little plant, Aquarius, because your roots are popping out the bottom. It's getting tight, it's uncomfortable, and you're breaking free. And you've just outgrown that pot. So you're seeking the new pot and becoming and being very curious about and discerning about the necessity of like being met. That's the energy, being met. Again, I also have, like, it's kind of interesting because it's almost like these are things that you've been ready for some time, but there's almost an element of surprise in them too. Surprise at how spontaneous you want to be in some way, or like how ready you are for new things, and or like how adaptable you are to the things that you're experiencing, and how creatively you respond, and how, you know, all of these things. So wherever you fall in that, what else is coming up for Aquarius? Also with the chain breaking, I saw lots of sparks, so it's all fire energy here. Like yeah, like I just saw, like, again, grinding metal, like tons of sparks. There's a feel of buildup. Again, it's like that pot is too tight, and finding ways to, like, what you need to give yourself more room. Dreaming up things that haven't even necessarily, like, don't exist in the world yet, right? Because no one can do things like you can. And creating your own opportunity, even. Some of you, yes, so the King of Pentacles, I was just going to say, some of you maybe thinking about starting your own business. Some of you may be thinking about trying a hobby that's just for you, something new, learning something new. Some of you may be looking for other jobs and positions and opportunities that will, like, support the growth, support the expansion, and provide more security and stability, and also assist you in you know, like, embodying the King of Pentacles energy, feeling you know, resourceful and having resources to work with, and building in the way that you want, creating the life around you that that you want. So we have fire and earth here, which I love. So yeah, some of you are maybe starting a business, going to a new place, traveling, moving to a new place, moving to a new country, wanting to start a new job, looking for a new job, or have started a new job. Wherever it is, like, there's shifts in motion, if that makes any sense. Like, there's probably changes occurring in your physical world, as well as your internal world, with this readiness for something new, more. What else is going on for Aquarius? the Two of Cups, the Chariot, the Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Wow. So we have the Two of Cups, this beautiful love energy, loving energy coming through these cards. The Chariot, the Ace of Wands. So here's that Ace. And then the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel like a lot of, well, I think this energy, it just has to do with being ready for the next, like, it's like witnessing where you are now, the Seven of Pentacles, taking a moment out to observe what it is that you have grown, what it is that you're growing, and what it is that you want to grow, and taking inventory. And there's almost like, okay, so there's a real, some of you may be ready to express yourself to someone, you know, there might be something that, you know, you're expressing your affection, your love for someone, and desire to start a relationship with them. But really it's just about expressing your feelings. It just feels like, like my heart's gonna burst kind of thing. With the Chariot, the Ace of Wands, like there's a lot of passion in this dynamic, and I sense that some of you may be ready to move things forward. Wherever you find yourself in the relationship process, whether or not you are, it's the first time you're expressing yourself, or you're in a relationship with someone, and you are ready to take it to a next level in some way, wherever you fall on that. Because I'm saying this in lots of, like, in a romantic sense, because I do, and that might be just a message for someone, but the Two of Cups is also people that match your frequency, which is what we talked about here at the Two of Wands, the bringing together of like minds and matching frequencies to move in a common direction. So that can be your lover, that can be your friends, your work group, your community, or all of the above. There can be things that you find yourself like in relationship, and you're like finding yourself really happy and wanting to level up with that person, or that level up in those relationships in some way, or continue to nurture them. Because there's definitely something here, Aquarius, where you've, you know, in your environment that you love and have been growing. And yeah, maybe some of you have really like expanded through relationship, like these things, like feeling more like yourself, and you're outgrowing this pot, and it's almost surprising. But I sense a readiness, and I sense just a lot of love, a lot of passion, commitment, and really kind of again witnessing yourself and kind of being like impressed and a little surprised at your ability to change, you know, or bring elements of yourself to the surface and take action on it, creating from that place and sharing it with other people. Like, it's kind of surprising. Like, there could be something that you creatively do that you are now sharing with other people, and other people can now enjoy it. And that's like impressive and surprising, and informing you on what is like what you'd like to bring more of into your world. So what I'm saying is, like, what are you noticing that you're really liking right now in this moment? Even when things are hard, when you're like tight, outgrowing the pot, ready, you know, like what and what do you want to bring more of in? That's all about the Seven of Pentacles. You know, what's not working, what's working, and putting your energy towards what is working, as well as learning about what isn't working and the remedies that are needed in order to remedy that situation, whatever that is. Your heart is on fire in the best way possible. You have so much love, you have so much light, so much potential, so much passion that is propelling you towards greater love and connection, and deepening that love and connection if you have that in your life right now. And also, if you don't, I can tell that you are calling that in, right? You're calling that in, and some of you are ready to express yourself and really take action and set, like, intentionally to growing this relationship, this dynamic. With the King of Pentacles here, I can tell that you really mean it. You're really thinking about what it is that you are building, and being impressed with the growth, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it kind of demands things that are uncomfortable, like, you know, breaking through shackles, you know, responding and finding remedies to the things that aren't working, making more room for what is, so that you have more room to build on what it is that you're vibing with. I hope that makes sense. So keep expanding, Aquarius. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to build that, like, you know, to take action and interact with your environment to make the changes necessary to support that expansion of yours, but you don't have to shine any less bright, okay? You're not ever gonna fit back into that size. I'm so sorry. All the things that you learned are going to be like that cream of the, on the, you know, the top, the cream of the crop, or whatever, things that you carry forward. You know, energy transmutes. So even though you know, sometimes you might want to jump back into that, like, smaller pot because you're familiar with it, but you cannot fit, and it's frustrating. And that was kind of like the nature of last month's reading, and now I'm really sensing more of a acceptance with the expanse, a curiosity with where this growth is going to take you, being open to opportunities, trusting in your ability to take action towards them, really looking at things and opportunities and taking action towards opportunities are going to support your growth, the foundation that you are laying, and the structures that you are creating to support yourself upon that foundation, to you know, the ways that you access your livelihood, and looking at building connection and building on connections that match your frequency, looking for that greater pot. And some of you may be ready to tell someone how you feel, and others of you may be ready to take a relationship to the next level. Some of you may have had a relationship be stepped up to the next level. And some of you may be feeling a lot more connected and in love with yourself and your surroundings, finding people who emotionally match you, and moving deeper towards them, like just moving more towards them, towards connection, towards understanding, towards respect and love, all because of this ignition within you, Aquarius. I hope that this was helpful in some way. I want to show you this Chariot card because it's just like so beautiful. The Chariot is all about movement. It's all about going for it, taking action and making those moves to what your head and your heart are guiding you, or what you're learning about your present circumstance, and taking action, being creative about. I heard changing your stars. So I love you very much, Aquarius, and I will see you next month.